Continuing on with special enemy kill challenges, these next two enemy challenges are commonly the last two to complete depending if you went for mercs already. These enemies are ECM and Electric Armors. Both only appear in the last three Eurocorps based stages, Northern Territories, Argentina, and New England. They first appear in the last checkpoint in Northern Territories. Their appearance is higher on harder difficulties. I will give you some favorite locations to farm these enemies and score kills elsewhere. Focusing on Electric Armor enemies first. One first appears on normal difficulty on the last area of Northern Territories. He jumps out from the first dropship there. They look similar to a Liquid Armor unit that instead has a bright blue and electric color to them. You will even hear your co-op characters call them out as Liquid, but that they are not. Electric Armors have two shields to breach before you can shoot away their two health bars. Upon death, they release an electric discharge to nearby enemies that deals damage to them. You need a total of 50 Electric Armor kills to complete a challenge. The best place to farm them is on New England on hard. Replay the first two checkpoints, which will net you 3 kills each time. Expert has the same amount, but is of course much more difficult. There's 1 Electric Armor at the end of the first checkpoint and 2 at the end of the second. Breach open the third checkpoint door for the progress stats to save, then quit the game and repeat the process. It is also recommended to farm Electric Armors by yourself, as the stats I've noticed sometimes warrant adding kills I received when with another player, but all kills track perfect solo. That player also had the same thing happen even if I barely shot at an enemy and didn't finish them off. Not sure what Syndicate's problem is there. Next up are ECM Enemies. These guys are a pain. The first appearance of them is again on Northern Territories within the last area. On normal, one first appears from the second dropship, but on hard, one will accompany the Electric Armor from the first dropship. They pulse out a blue jamming signal that, when within range, jams you from using your applications. You will know if you're within range when your screen looks hazy like this. Oddly, only 6 applications can be jammed. Those apps are the more defensive ones, which are Battery, Squad Heal, Shielding, C2C Pulse, Focus Breach, and Reboot. Kill the ECM and you can use your apps again. EMP can be used while jammed, which kills ECM units. ECM units also stay close by to shielded enemies, so you won't be able to breach away their shield armor to further do damage. Tossing grenades their way is a fast, safe strategy to remove ECM units just before dealing with reactive and Electric Armor enemies. 50 total ECM kills are needed for the challenge completion. The best place to farm them is also New England, but on the first checkpoint and on expert difficulty. You should end up with 4 ECM total. Sit back and keep killing enemies to get more to come out. Playing fast through the area will stop enemies from spawning in. If you want, run past the Electric Armor and breach the next door before he follows you there, to move on and save your stats. Now you can do this same sit back and kill technique on the next checkpoint for several more ECM units, but I don't recommend it. Killing the 2 Electric Armors wielding CQ-11s is pretty difficult on expert, and will require slower hit and run tactics. You can't immediately run forward and breach the next door to continue like you could on the last checkpoint. The Electric Armors quickly follow you. Unless you can lure them away from the doors they came from, you can sneak in and advance without killing them. Everything about this is a slower tactic, so just keep replaying the first area for ECM kills. Here are some of my favorite areas to snag kills for both ECM and Electric Armors. ECMs are in most checkpoints on Argentina and New England. I always try to snag this one in Argentina at the top of the stairs and to the left. In Northern Territories at the end of the stage, pulling cases from the wall progresses the difficulty, as ECMs can then spawn and a reactive can appear after the 4th case is removed. ECM units can come out with the groups of enemies from the 3 doors on the ground level. Return 3 cases if you want, but not the 4th, which will end the stage. Kill until no more enemies appear. Expert difficulty can get you several more ECM kills, where I've seen 1 or so appear on hard. Now for what I like to think is the most fun and kind of a secret challenge in Syndicate, the last area in New England during the agent fight. If you kill at least 1 agent, limited waves of soldiers will spawn. On hard, there will be enough ECM units to make it worth trying. On expert, there will be more ECMs, and if you kill 2 agents, Electric Armor and reactive enemies will also begin to spawn in. A friend is recommended if you plan to farm kills this way. Keep on the move, killing and refilling ammo to succeed. Sometimes an agent will follow you behind the lower walls, which is a good trick if having trouble killing one to trigger this set of events. Best of luck completing the challenges. Thanks for checking this out.